about social media. I'm going to tell you what it is, both the positive and negative effects, and ways that it cannot get out of hand. So, what is, before we start, we should talk about the root of the problem with social media. So it's going to be mobile phones. So this chart was found in an article titled How Many Kids Have a Mobile Phone? And it was posted by Gabriella Batu in September of 2023. The key findings from this include that half of the children from ages 5 to 14 have a mobile phone, 20% under the ages of 5 also have a phone, and then 804 million children under the age of 14 have a phone. So when I saw these statistics, I was pretty shocked. All right, so now, what is social media? So, according to an article titled How Social Media Use Affects Adolescent and Brain Development that was published by New York Presbyterian and written by Levi Fishman, we know that social media can be defined as any website or application that can be used to create or share content. And examples of this can be Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, anything that you can use to interact with others and share your own thoughts. All right. And now we're going to talk about the positive effects of social media. When looking at the positive things about social media, in an article titled Social Media Brings Benefits and Risks to Teens that was published by American Psychological Association in September of 2023, the author Kristen Ware goes on to explain that over social media you can meet people with similar hobbies, similar interests, and usually you're invested in social media at a pretty young age, so engaging with others is pretty important because you're kind of learning about yourself while also learning about others. And then, as well, you can use it to work remotely, you can use it to do marketing for any jobs, and then you can also use it for civic engagement, like fundraisers. And then this can also lead you to learn about LGBTQ communities and suicide prevention hotlines, if that's something that you need. And then also, like I said, civic engagement, so fundraisers. So GoFundMe, we have to have social media to use that. So, yeah. And then for the negative aspects, another article that I viewed that was titled Pros and Cons of Social Media that was published in March of 2022, the author Francis Delomba talks about how social media can lead to anxiety, bullying, and depression at young ages. And it can also lead to self-esteem issues, as when you become addicted to social media, you crave that to be a people pleaser, kind of. So when you become a people pleaser, you want people to like you, you want people to talk to you, and when you don't get that, it soon turns into my best friend anxiety. So, and yeah, addiction. Addiction is really common with social media, as we've all been really exposed to it recently, especially now in this generation. Because even my parents, they were like, oh no, like we didn't have phones. Like we're really kind of the first generation that's gonna have kids that has a social media addiction. So kind of worried for that, but. So, in another source that was an article titled How Using Social Media Affects Teenagers by Rachel Imke, and it was published by Child Mind Institute. The author consulted two clinical experts, Catherine Steiner-Adair and Donna Wick, and these clinical experts gave her insights to what we can do to fix this. The biggest thing that I read that we can do to fix this is to secure apps. So obviously, I know that I did it, you guys probably didn't. Whenever it said, oh, you have to be 18 to get on Instagram, I just said that I was born in 2003. Like it was really easy. There's no securing. So the biggest thing I read to fix this and to not make it go out of control and to be safer is to secure apps. And then I also read that parents should be able to monitor what's going on in their lives. I feel we're the first generation that our parents don't really know how social media works because they weren't exposed to it. So knowing that the parents can be able to know what their kid is going through and be able to relate would be good. And then, now that you have learned about social media, its effects, and ways to make it safer, I want you to think about how social media has affected you in both positive and negative